What you got there? Looks like a transmission fill tube. Well, it is. It's off the 62, and I thought it was leaking. Well, look at the O-ring. It's all distorted. You like it when you find stuff like that because it's good chance that was not sealing. Don Verity says this O-ring is the same one that they use on the push button shift cable. There's the old one, it was brittle and just broke right off. That's a good fit, fills well. And that is this one right here. Those bottom ones are metric, like 13.95 by 2.6. You see, like a 14 by 2-ish. Anyway. Well, so here's that white fender installed. It went on fairly easily, just a little coaxing here and there. Well, this piece is difficult to put in because of the profile here and the shape, and it's way too strong. You can't bend it in order to put it in there. But if you loosen the radiator support fender bolts there and there, you can get some spring and then it'll go in. Continuing work on Gil's car. Remember that front fender there had a lot of rust. So this is our parts car fender. And put it on to see how far off we might be on fit. And it's pretty good. Put the grill back in, and since we're going to have to disassemble again anyway, eventually, I did not put the mesh in. You really can't tell, but that mesh is such a shredder when it comes to your hands and having to work on the bolts that are way down in there and over in there. So you're working blind with little nuts. So if I have to do the job again, I'm only going to do it once. This is the mesh I was talking about. See all these sharp edges. They are just ready to go in there, and just a couple. They're like a cheese grater. I had to readjust the striker on the hood. This had to come down some in order to catch. In order to do that, you got to take those 4 bolts off. There's a capture nut on the back side, which you can't get to unless you take those 4 off. So you loosen the capture nut, unscrew it or screw it in, tighten the capture nut, put it back on, and see if you've gone the right way and see if you've gone enough. And then take it back off and take the capture nut loose and adjust and adjust and adjust. And when you get it right, Ooh, dirty. But pretty pleased with the alignment. And we will move on from here. Today I'm going to install new felt light barrier around the transmission buttons. Here's one piece, and I put two of them together to get the best seal. This is what they look like without any felt at all. So here they are. This is a double layer. And here you are with a double layer. What's all this? Well, we're looking at the map light that's used on these 60 to 64 era cars. It's a, well, here's the book. It's a 1004 standard. And that's what I've got here. The trouble with these things is if you happen to have your doors open for a length of time, they get warm and the lens will start to warp. There, like right here. Now this one's not particularly bad, but why don't we put an LED in there of the same size, and it ought to run a heck of a lot cooler. So I'm going to put the standard one in. I'm going to hit it with the temperature gauge, and then I've got a whole bunch of LEDs. They are, if you can read that, and we'll compare the temperatures. So here we go. That is the normal 1004 lamp in there. Woo! So here's the LED installed. Different kind of color light on this one. Wow. I know you can get these in different colors, so maybe you'd want to play around with a different color. Anyway, I would say that you could swap in an LED and you're going to be something like 40 to 50 degrees lower in temperature, which is probably going to be good for keeping that lens from softening, melting, twisting, and distorting. It's up to you. On we go.